Welcome back, What You Doing, Weaver fans. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. We spend some time at the Smithville Historical Society. Come along.
In a little closely. Later in the assembly we will be singing the national anthem, and it always sounds better when we're together. So if you come in as closely as possible, I cannot go to a public address system because it has not yet been invented here.
All right, What You Doing, Weaver fans. Thanks for coming back. We visited the Pioneer Village in Smithville, Ohio, which it provides a glimpse into the pioneer lifestyle with buildings and artifacts dating from 1830 to 1890. It is managed by a not-for-profit Smithville Community Historical Society, which is dedicated to sharing its resources with the public and is regularly opened weekly. Now, I would go to their webpage to make sure that all the activities there are still going on because, things could change from day to day, time to time. But the Smithville Community Historical Society, according to their webpage, owns 13 historical buildings. And the day that we visited, or what we visited today, was the Mitchler Mill, or the Weaving Mill. And from my brief research, in 1882, John and Regina Beverly and their 3 children left their home in Switzerland and they arrived in New York with just a small trunk. The trunk is still on display in the Heritage Center, which is part of the Pioneer Village. The contents of this trunk were their personal belongings and train tickets that brought them to Downton, Ohio. John moved the family to Smithville and began weaving rugs for the local residences. And it's still open to the public today, and most time it's open on Wednesdays. Again, I would check their website out. They also do trick-or-treating activities and Christmas experiences, just multiple activities at the Pioneer Village. But on this day, they did a Gettysburg Address recreation. Later on, we then visited the Model T Museum, which is ran by the Greater Akron Model T Club and is responsible for the exhibits, including several Model Ts and a cutaway engine that illustrates how the internal combustion engine works. But for now, let's listen in to see what they're doing with the recreation.
You are invited to witness a representation of that event. We welcome Jerry Payne, coordinator of the Civil War Roundtable, Worcester, representing President Abraham Lincoln. Members of the 41st OVI, the Ohio Volunteer Infantry, representing Union Army is Captain Brian McNamara. Also in uniform is Major General James Garfield. Members of the 27th Virginia Company G, Shriver, Drays, representing Confederate Army Captain Jeff Formley. Cry of the nation will be heard on high and answered with blessings no less than the pardon of our national sins and the restoration of our now divided and suffering country to its former condition of unity and peace. Please join me now in the singing of our national anthem, led by our buglers. stanza of that song, written by Francis Scott Key, is relatively unknown. These are the words that he wrote that night. Oh, thus be it ever, when free men shall stand between their loved home and war's desolation. Blessed with victory and peace, may the heaven-rescued land praise the power that hath made and preserved us a nation. Then conquer we must, when our cause it is just. And thus be our motto, in God is our trust. And the star-spangled banner in triumph shall wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Mr. President.
87 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Now we are engaged in a great civil war, testing whether that nation or any nation so conceived and so dedicated can long endure. We are met on a great battlefield of that war. We have come to dedicate a portion of that field as a final resting place for those who here gave their lives that that nation might live. And it is altogether fitting and proper that we should do this. But in a larger sense, we cannot dedicate, we cannot consecrate, we cannot hallow this ground. The brave men, living and dead, who struggled here have consecrated it far above our power to add or to detract. The world will little note no long remember what we say here, but it can never forget what they did here. It is for us, the living rather, to be dedicated here to the unfinished work which they who fought here have thus far so nobly advanced. It is rather for us to be here dedicated to the great task remaining before us, that from these honored dead we take increased devotion to that cause for which they gave the last full measure of devotion, that we here highly resolve that these men shall not have died in vain, that this nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom, and that government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth.
Thank you, Mr. President. This time, Mitchell Hatton, Senior Patrol Leader of Boy Scout Troop number 73, Smithville, will place a wreath at the foot of the flagpole.
All right, what you doing, Beaver fans? As they prepare to shoot off a 3-volley salute, just want to take an opportunity to let you know that this was a great time for the kids to learn a little bit about the history as they completed this recreation or reenactment of the Gettysburg Address. And what's great about it is living in a small town, small farm area, and having the opportunity to do activities like this. It really is these little moments living life together that You really need to live in the moment to, connect with your children, give them learning opportunities. And I think that's exactly what we try to do on a daily basis.
And fire! Boom!
If you think about it, it's pretty amazing what they had to go through to shoot each shot and then reload each time.
And fire! Recover, arm, shoulder, arm. Right about, face. Order, arm. Stack, arm. The war is over. Praise be to God. On behalf of the Historical Society of Smithville, we thank you for your attention and your participation. Please enjoy the remainder of the day at our open house. Good afternoon.
So interesting enough, after we went to the Historical Society in the Pioneer Village, I had my friends who play in a old-time baseball. They are part of a league, and they happened to have it at the similar time, and so we went and watched them. They actually play how they used to play back in the time, and so we had a great opportunity to go see them hit some balls. They catch, and they hit with older bats, or like the bats of the era, and they also play without any gloves. So it was a gentleman's game back then, and this was just another opportunity for the kids to learn. All right. Well, if you're traveling to the area of Smithville, go look up the Smithville Community Historical Society webpage and come visit the Pioneer Village. It's a great time for kids to just learn about the culture of the time. Well, thanks for watching. Thanks for living life together in each one of these life moments. You just never know what you're going to get with What You Do in Weavers. We appreciate every single one of you.